We welcome you back to I'm Slamel Family Field here on the campus of Brevard College for another contest on the men's lacrosse field between Brevard and Point out of Georgia coming to town today to take on the Tornadoes. 1-1 on the season are the Skyhawks as the Tornadoes come in 0-1 so far this year after dropping a contest to Centenary on Sunday. Ryan Wilkes with you here live on YouTube to kick off a busy week here on the campus of Brevard College. Have 11 games this week as we hit the peak of crossover season. We'll also have men's basketball tonight against Greensboro, so make sure to stick around and catch that at 7 o'clock. Looking forward to bringing you all your coverage as we'll talk the starters first for the visitors from Georgia. Landon Slagle, the long stick mid wearing number 0. Number 2, Rodney Oakley at the midfield. Malik Sealers on the attack. Number 3, number 9, Bryson Sanders. On defense, number 13, Aaron Mordarski. Midfielder, number 15, Zachary Covey. He leads this team in points with 6 this season. For the Skyhawks, Logan Slagle on defense. Wearing number 17, number 19, Sean McLaughlin, and number 23, Brandon Jimenez. Whitman Pruitt is in goal for the Skyhawks, wearing number 16. As the Skyhawks wear the blue jerseys, Logan Southern will do the face-off duties here for the Tornadoes. As we get going here, matched up with Malik Sealers. As the ball trickles down the far sideline and scooped up by the Skyhawks on the attack for the first time today. Brevard in the home whites, the Skyhawks in the navy blue uniforms, dark blue, with yellow sleeves, yellow letters, and numbers across the front and the back. As we're underway here in Brevard, North Carolina, it's controlled by Jamison Cross. For the Skyhawks, he flips it back to Tyler Kelly. As the Skyhawks set up the attack here as we get underway, 30 seconds into this one. The Skyhawks, again, 1-1 in the early season as they play it behind the net for Zachary Covey. Swinging around the horn at the top for Cross. 40 to shoot here on the opening possession for Point. Traveling in from Georgia's Covey controls behind the net. He flips it over to Sean McLaughlin. Patience shown by the Skyhawks here on this first possession. Sealers back in as they swinging around back to the top for Cross. 20 to shoot. Good defense here for the Tornadoes on this first possession as it's behind the net for Covey. He throws it to the top. Slapped away. Ground ball. Scooped up by the Skyhawks for a moment, but it's Eifler to rip it away for the Tornadoes. Left to right moves Brevard to start this one. So it goes down to Roderick Frazier Jr. He gives chase. Keeps it in play. As a 2 battle, now whistles blow. And violation here, it will stay with the Tornadoes as the shot clock resets to 80. Minute and a half in, Point was swinging it around for a while, did not get a shot. It was a turnover created by Colin Eifler. As now a shot from Eifler goes high off the bar, and it's trickling towards midfield. And it looks like an offside called on Caleb Melton. Good first shot there from Eifler. It goes high off the bar. And Point has possession now. No score here in the early going. Centenary got off to a hot start against the Tornadoes, but so far nothing doing. I believe Centenary at this point in the last game had already scored a couple times. So good answer from this Brevard defense as Covey has it behind the net. Swings it to the top for McLaughlin. 12:57, a moving clock here in this first period as Covey has it behind the net. Tries to go inside. Now a shot and a score for Malik Sellers. And it's 1-0 Point. Sealers with the shot up top, and he finds the back of the net behind Jamison Murray. And just over 2 minutes in, Point's on the board. It's 1-0. Sealers, a senior out of Powder Springs, Georgia. He gets on the board to start today's action. His 5th goal of the season and his 5th point for the Skyhawks squad. 1-0 Point. 12:47 to go as Southern wins the face-off. And he's doubled by 2, but he finds Max Dorman at midfield. The long stick mid comes across a BC logo at midfield. And now a penalty flag thrown. Dorman's shot is saved, but it goes back. And Frazier Jr. there at the backup, I believe. This will be a penalty on Point, and it will, as Dorman was making his way down the field. And Brevard will be a man up for the first time today. First man up opportunity for the Tornadoes as Landon Slagle whistled for the slash. And it will be Brevard's possession with 12:29 to go here in the first. Piazza has it behind the net for the Tornadoes, as Brevard has the advantage for the first time. Gage Kyatt, one of the goal scorers last time out, throws it to the top for Dorman. Now Eifler on the far side loses it but gets it back with 70 to shoot. As he finds Dorman. It was Dorman and Kyatt, the two goal scorers for the Tornadoes in that first game of the season against Centenary. As Eifler tried to swing it around, it goes towards midfield, a turnover, and now Melton again whistled for offsides as he crosses midfield, and a turnover for the Tornadoes, a crucial one, with a man-up opportunity, as now Point gets it back with Aaron Mordarski. Early action here, Point with the lead, trying to take some time off the clock to get that man back on the field. Still a man down here in the first period, as Cross has it for Point, swinging it around the horn. As it looks like the Skyhawks content to let time continue to trickle off the clock. This offense has scored 12 and 10 goals this season, so in double digits in both games. 1 win, 1 loss. Lost to Taylor, but took down Huntington 12-8 as we're back even. As the man-up opportunity expires for the Tornadoes. Back on the field, Landon Slagle for the Skyhawks as Covey swings it over to McLaughlin. Patience shown by Point so far, waiting to try to penetrate as Covey has it. Throws it over now, a shot and another score for the Skyhawks. This time it's Rodney Oakley who nets it for the Skyhawks, and it's 2-0 just about 4 minutes in. 11:05 to go in the first. Point with the first 2 goals of the game. Negated a man-up opportunity for the Tornadoes after Slagle was called for the slash, and a turnover for the Tornadoes turns into another goal for Point. And a 2-0 lead for the Skyhawks here early in the first period. Southern again wins the face-off for the Tornadoes, but it finds the stick of a Skyhawk around midfield. And Point will reset again offensively. It's with McLaughlin here on the near side. As Point has really shown that patience offensively, swinging around the horn and waiting for that sliver of space. Not as powerful of an offense as we saw on Sunday. Now quickly a shot inside. Murray with his first save as it goes off his stick, and Covey there with the backup to maintain possession for the Skyhawks. Good job by Jamison Murray, who was relentlessly pressured on Sunday. And all things considered, I think did a pretty serviceable job in goal for the Tornadoes. It's flipped inside. And a turnover here as Melton scoops it up with the long stick. Caleb Melton near midfield. Lots of contact as Melton takes a spill. Now another flag coming in. And it will go on the Skyhawks once again. So 2 man-up opportunities for the Tornadoes here with a 2-0 deficit in the first period as Melton back to his feet. Good to see that. So a push called on Rodney Oakley. It'll be a 30-second man-up opportunity for the Tornadoes here as Piazza controls near midfield. 10:13 to go in this first period of play as Piazza starts the man-up opportunity here for the Tornadoes with Dorman at the top. Dorman, a big shot, and it's saved in goal by Whitman Pruitt. Not a bad-looking shot there from Dorman, about the same spot he scored in against Centenary, but that time denied by Pruitt. As the Skyhawks trying to work it across midfield, and they do with Aaron Mordarski as he comes off the field, and it's with Malik Sealers, who had one of the 2 goals so far for this Centenary, or for this Point team, who leads 2-0 just over 5 minutes in. As the power play expires for the Tornadoes, back on the field and back even are the Skyhawks. As it's worked behind the net for Covey. Up top for Tyler Kelly. He swings it across to Cross. Now behind the net for Covey. One more, and still working around the horn are the Skyhawks, waiting for that penetrating opportunity. As Covey has it behind the net. Now a shot, it's high, But the Skyhawks are closest to it there out of the stick of Sean McLaughlin. It will be Skyhawks ball as McLaughlin ripped it from the outside. No good. Under 20 seconds on the shot clock, 15 to shoot for the Skyhawks, who have worked the clock here in this first period. A lot of patience on the offensive attack as McLaughlin's going to try again, and it goes behind the net. It will stay with 0.5 to shoot. Covey has it. And the shot clock will expire. It'll be a turnover, shot clock violation on a good possession from this Brevard defense, who has had some highlights so far through the first game and change. Again, you look at the line score from the Centenary game and you think nothing was really going right for this Tornadoes team as Frazier Jr. has it. Looked inside for Calvin Rivers, but it goes out of bounds. It will be a turnover for the Tornadoes. It goes back to point here with 8:27 to go in the first quarter. But as I was mentioning, you look at the score and you say, 28-2. How are there any positives for the Tornadoes? But there was a stretch there in the first quarter which Brevard held Centenary, one of the best offenses, if not the best in the country, scoreless. And I think Coach Austin Hurley looked at that stretch and said, what do we do well in that stretch to keep the Gents off the board as Point has possession back. Looking to extend this early 2-0 lead. At the top with Jamison Cross, he swings it around to Rodney Oakley, now behind the net for the top point scorer on this team in Covey. Around the horn, now a shot up top. It goes over the head of Murray and out of play, but it will stay with point on the shot from Rodney Oakley. As Covey has possession with 41 on the shot clock. Cross over to Oakley, now behind the net for Covey. Good defense there by the long stick of Max Dorman as it swung by the net for Covey once again to the top. A shot up top and a score for Aaron Mordarski as he rips it from the top, gets by the stick of Murray, and it's 3-0 Point with 7:27 to go in the first. Again, the patient, I know I've said that word a lot today, but that's one word that I described to, or used to describe this Point offense, just waiting for the right opportunity, and it's led to a good conversion rate on these shots for the Skyhawks so far. As Southern in the middle, ready to do the face-off duties. With Dante Eatman at midfield. Southern deflects it back towards the Tornadoes, and now it's at about the 30-yard line. A violation call on the Tornadoes, and Point has possession deep in its attacking third. Another opportunity for Point to extend this lead in the first quarter as McLaughlin has it to the top for Carlos Thompson. That ball does not stay put for long. Point really swinging it around the horn, waiting for that sliver of space, and with the defense moving around, I think that's exactly the approach of this Point offense. Just to swing it around till you see space for a shot. That's been the approach so far as McLaughlin continues to swing it around the horn. Inside a shot and a save for Murray. On the shot from Oakley. Good working goal from Jamison Murray to deny Point and keep the deficit at 3. A lot of pressure near midfield, and the Tornadoes almost turned it over. But possession earned by Gage Kyatt. Kyatt has it at the far side. If that name sounds familiar to you Brevard fans, he is the son of head football coach Bill Kyatt. As he goes off the field, Joseph Piazza with possession, and timeout Brevard with 6:18 to go in the first period. When we come back, 54 on the timer for the Tornadoes, who look to get something going offensively. An early 3-0 deficit as the Skyhawks have tallied 3 goals here in the first period. We'll be right back after the timeout on the other side.
Earthling Coffee, we're not just brewing drinks, we're crafting experiences that are truly out of this world. From our amazing lattes, made with our exclusive Event Horizon Espresso, roasted right here in the Pisgah Forest, to our custom energy drinks, powered by plants and coffee beans, without the crazy chemicals the big guys use. Earthling Coffee isn't just another stop, it's your launchpad for adventure, community, and flavour beyond the stars. Earthling Coffee, So what can we get crafting for you today?
Back here at Ibs Family Field, some numbers so far. 3 different Skyhawk players have scored. 1 goal each for Mordarski, Sealers, and Oakley. And all 3 goals have been assisted by Covey, who coming in was the leading point scorer on this team. And he shows why in the first few minutes to give the Skyhawks a 3-0 lead. 8 shots for the Skyhawks so far. 2 of them have been saved by Jamison Murray. 2 shots for the Tornadoes, both of which have been saved by Pruitt in goal. But it's Tornado possession, 45 on the timer after the timeout. As it's with Eifler, he swings it over to Piazza on the far side. Tornadoes trying to show some patience as well on the offensive end and get a good shot here on this possession. And talked a lot about this point offense. A lot different than the Centenary attack we saw just a couple days ago as Piazza tries to work his way inside. Turned away, he flips it back to the top for Gage Kyatt. Kyatt working on his defender. Couple turnovers in the attacking third for the Tornadoes so far that have negated some early opportunities as Piazza turned away. 7 on the timer. Eifler rips his shot. It's long, but looked like Piazza was there to back it up, and it will be Tornado possession, but only 4 seconds on the shot clock. It's actually Roderick Frazier Jr. with possession. The shot clock will expire. So a shot clock violation on the Tornadoes, a good defensive possession for point. As we look at the turnovers, 3 for each team so far. 2 of them have been caused for the Tornadoes. Only 1 caused turnover for this point team. So the Tornadoes have threw it away a couple times early in this game at some crucial areas of the field. That's given the Skyhawks possession back, a shot clock violation that time. As Covey has it behind the net, he swings it around to the top for Malik Sealers. Now Cross. Behind the net, Covey, he has 3 assists so far. Swinging around the horn to Malik Sealers. Again, this point team has not really tried to penetrate so far. It's been more about finding some open space from the outside, as opposed to that Centenary team, as now they will go inside, and it's Rodney Oakley with his 2nd goal to make it 4-0 right on cue. I was talking about the outside shots from this point team, but they slice inside and find the back of the net with Oakley getting his 2nd goal. And the lead grows to 4. Another assist for Zachary Covey, his 4th. Assisted on all 4 goals so far for point. And with 4:31 to go in the first quarter, Point extends its lead to 4 goals. Southern matches up at midfield with Eatman. There's the 2 scramble at midfield. Will be Eatman to win it. Tornadoes have only 1 face-off so far, as 4 of 5 have gone the way of Point. So 2 sides make some changes, but a quick shot and another goal for Zachary Covey, his 1st, as he has contributed to every goal scored in this first period. Gets his 1st in the back of the net to add to 4 assists, and the lead quickly grows to 5. It looked like while the 2 teams were shifting on and off the field, Covey caught the Tornadoes sleeping, and that's his 1st goal of the day. And the lead grows to 5. Covey, the talented freshman, his 6th goal of the season. Came into this one with only 1 assist, but he's added 4 today. And gets his 1st goal as the Skyhawks win the face-off at midfield. Tornadoes were solid defensively to start, have broken down a little bit here in this first quarter. But Dorman here applying pressure to Malik Sealers as he has to go all the way back towards midfield, where he finds an option in Tyler Kelly. Far side with Oakley, he's had a really good first quarter. This gives it back to Kelly, who races against Gage Kyatt. Now to Covey, but it will go out of bounds and a turnover Good defense there from Gage Kyatt to force the errant pass. The Tornadoes will take possession back with 3:27 to go in the first quarter. Against Centenary, the opportunities offensively were limited for this Tornado team, have had a little bit more space today. But they turn it over almost near midfield, and now Point does have it with Sealers. He works quickly the other way as the Tornadoes toss it away for their fourth turnover of the contest. And it's with the Skyhawks here as we approach 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Busy week here live on YouTube. Hope you guys decide to stick around for some of the coverage. We've got just about every sport you can think of going on this week. Women's lacrosse will kick off its season on Friday. A couple basketball games as a tip pass. Points after it down low as it's deflected out of bounds by Davian Anderson. It will stay with Point and Zachary Covey with 48 to shoot. 2:40 to go, 5-0 Point. 5 first quarter goals. Mordarski's going to rip a shot. It's saved by Covey. Or saved by Murray, and it will go back to the Tornadoes. Great job in goal by Jamison Murray. It was actually McLaughlin that ripped that shot. As now Melton has to go after a loose ball. He'll scoop it up. With the pressure applied here for Point, Murray tosses it near midfield, and it's collected by Joseph Piazza. Piazza working quickly for the Tornadoes. Will pull it back out and set up the offense. He finds Eifler. Eifler, a shot from the top, and he scores. Colin Eifler on the assist from Joseph Piazza. And the Tornadoes are on the board here in the first. Great sequence there from Piazza, who, a good feed, a good clear by Jamison Murray to find Piazza at midfield. He sees the cutting Colin Eifler, who scores, and it's 5-1. First goal of the season for Eifler. With 2:02 to go here in the first quarter. Some of those things that are starting to come together for this young Tornado team as Piazza and Eifler connect for the first goal here on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon here in Brevard, North Carolina. As Mordarski wins it for Point with under 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. 5-1 your score as the Tornadoes strike back with one of their own in a period that's been largely controlled by this Point team. Again, first-year head coach Austin Hurley, coming from Northland College. He retains assistant coach Brenner Woodcock for his third year. As McLaughlin works it around the horn. Sealers at the top, rips a shot. It's high, but behind the net was Covey to back it up, so it will stay with the Skyhawks here with 49 seconds on the shot clock and just under a minute and a half to play in the first. Sealers around the horn to cross. Now it's Oakley on the far side. Finds Covey to the top, a shot. And it's high once again, this time out of the stick of Mordarski. A good look at the top again. The defense, it's shifted a lot as the Skyhawks swinging around, and that's left some space for the outside shooters here for Point as McLaughlin to the top. Now around the horn to cross. Oakley on the far side behind the net for Covey. A shot from McLaughlin. He goes up high, and he finds the back of the net as the Skyhawks have the answer for the Tornadoes' opening goal. The lead grows back to 5. McLaughlin scores to reestablish the initial advantage of 5. It's McLaughlin's first goal on his fourth shot of the day. As we go back to midfield with Southern and Eatman facing off at midfield. Under a minute to go here in the first. As Eatman wins the face-off for the Skyhawks and will set things up for this Point team with a 5-goal lead in the first quarter. Skyhawks have been good on the face-off so far. Here today, Centenary had a lot of success in that first match of the season. Is another quick shot, another goal for Zachary Covey. Covey continues to build on an excellent day so far. and extends the point lead to a game-high 6. Covey's second goal, he has 7 points in total with 5 first-quarter assists. And a quick response from the Skyhawks after the Tornadoes got their first goal with Colin Eifler. 2 goals since that point in under 2 minutes of play. Eifler's goal came with 2:22 to go. And now with 37 seconds left, the Skyhawks have gotten a couple more and will win this faceoff. As Dorman able to get it back for the Tornadoes. Nice job there from the long stick of Max Dorman. The Point fans were screaming for a penalty, not going to get it. As we have 20 seconds here left to go in the first quarter. Murray flips it towards midfield for Eifler, the lone goal scorer so far for the Tornadoes. He throws it down the field with 10. It's collected as Piazza works inside. Piazza near the net. His shot is denied with 4.9 to go. And a violation. It will go back to the Skyhawks. Good action there from Piazza to try and dice inside. But to no avail, as that's likely how the first quarter will come to a close. 7-1 Point, who scored the first 5 goals of the game. The Tornadoes got one back, but a quick 2-goal surge to end the period for Point. As we head to the second quarter, it's 7-1 Skyhawks when we return on the other side.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service, but more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
Back here at Isomel Family Field, we get ready for the second period of play between Brevard and Point here live on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in this afternoon. As I mentioned a couple times, we have quite the busy week ahead with 11 games, this being the first of the week. As we reach the peak of crossover season, good start for Point as 4 different, make it 5 different Skyhawks have found the back of the net. Oakley has 2, as well as Covey, to add to 5 first-quarter assists and 3 other Skyhawks with a goal apiece. McLaughlin has 1, Mordarski and Sealers, who had the opening score. All on the board for the Skyhawks. Brevard's Colin Eifler got his first goal of the year on an assist from Joseph Piazza. As we enter the second quarter, the two sides switch attacking ends of the field, and Southern will face off at midfield here with Eatman. Southern wins the face-off and flips it up the field for Piazza, who lost it off his stick in a quick turnover after Brevard wins its second face-off of the contest. Here comes Cooper Beasley as the flag is thrown. I believe this one's going to go on Brevard, and Point will go a man up for the first time today. Looks like it's going to be called on Colin Eifler as he heads towards the sideline. Waiting for official confirmation on the penalty as Coach Austin Hurley talks to his freshman midfielder, Colin Eifler. Regardless of what the penalty was, it will be a man-up opportunity for Point here to start this second period. Brevard won the faceoff.
7, cross-check, 1 minute, non-releasable. Going to get out at 13:45.
So cross-check called on Colin Eifler. It'll be a minute-long power play here for Point, who has a 7-1 lead. As Sealers rips a shot, and he scores once again for Point. His second goal of the game becomes the third Skyhawk to reach multiple goals in this one, and it's 8-1 Skyhawks. Sellers converts. And the lead grows back to 7 for the Skyhawks. Again, just the patience shown by Point on these outside shots. Shifting the defense around, moving the ball around the horn. It's almost like hot potato, and eventually one of them just rips a shot, and more times than not today has found the back of the net for Point. So over 30 seconds in, quick power play goal, and the Skyhawks remain on the power play after winning the faceoff. Up the field for Slagle. He'll wait for the substitutions to come on the field. Calvin Rivers, actually Amir Campbell back in for the Tornadoes as a quick scoop inside, and Covey converts down low. And 2 power play goals for the Skyhawks in a brief period of time, about 36 seconds since that penalty was called, and Point has converted twice. As Covey gets his third, leads all scorers. And it's 9-1 Point. Third goal for Covey. Mentioned Sellers has 2. Oakley with 2 as well. So 3 Skyhawks with multiple goals. 2 others have 1 apiece in Mordarski and McLaughlin. As Southern and Eatman back at midfield for the faceoff. Eatman wins it again for Point as he has possession. Struggling to pick it up, but he gets it near about the 40-yard line and will set it up offensively with Covey. Covey tracks behind the net. With this 9-1 lead, Brevard trying to buckle down defensively. Another quick shot. This time Murray gets his stick on it, saves it out of play. And good hustle by Dormant. He was the closest to it, and he'll get possession back for Brevard. Third save for Jamison Murray. Actually, make it 4 for Murray.
45 on the game clock. 13:45 on the game clock.
As the game clock will go back to 13:45. 9-1 lead here for Point. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a good Tuesday afternoon, wherever you may be watching from, as we get going in this men's lacrosse season. Again, the women will kick off later this week as Eifler triple teamed here. He's able to get out of it, trying to get across midfield and clear it for the Tornadoes. And he'll just toss it up the field in no man's land. Rivers giving chase down the field, and 2 Tornadoes are there. But Point able to win the ground ball. Now a violation called on the Skyhawks, so it will stay with the Tornadoes deep in the attacking third. Piazza will go retrieve. Good opportunity here for Brevard to try and get a goal, trailing by 8. It's Gage Kyan on the far side. He tosses to the top for Colin Eifler, who has a lone goal, the freshman out of Canton, Georgia. Works it around to Gage Kyan. Scored on Sunday. One of the 2 goals Brevard was able to muster against a very talented Centenary team. As Piazza works behind the net, tosses it off to Rivers. 24 to shoot for the Tornadoes on this possession. Back to the top, Colin Eifler works it around to Gage Kyan. Kyan makes his move, spins. Trying to get inside, fires on goal, and he scores. Gage Kyan goes ISO and gets on the board his 2nd goal of the season as he worked his way around Logan Slagle. And it's 9-2. Gage Kyan showing exactly why he's one of the top returners for this Brevard team as he gets on the board for the 2nd time this season. Really nice one-on-one move from Kyan. It looked like he was denied at first. He stuck with it and sticks it in the right side of the net. Right by the keeper, Zachary Miller, who's in goal for this 2nd period. Tornadoes back within 7, trying to get a little scoring run going here. As Kyan going after the ball. Defender lost his stick, and Southern will find it on the far side. Now it's turned over back to the Skyhawks as Miller races after it in goal. Kind of a no man's land. He just flips it to get it out of the way, and he finds Landon Sheets. Now a huge hit near midfield. Rivers bowls over Sheets. But a whistle will stay with Point. Huge hit there on the far side from Rivers. But Point retains possession with Aaron Mordarski. Now a turnover. Eifler wins it back. Here comes Colin Eifler for the Tornadoes. He'll pull it back out and set things up offensively. Under 12 minutes to play in the second quarter. Brevard looks to string something together. Last time the Tornadoes scored, the Skyhawks responded with 4 unanswered before the Tornadoes got back on the board as Eifler goes behind the net. 54 to shoot in a moving clock. Under 12 to play here in the second. Now a quick turnover. Rivers threw it away as it finds Aaron Mordarski, and he'll work the other way for Point. He finds Logan Slagle at midfield. He'll flip it off to Rodney Oakley. As the Skyhawks set up offensively with a 7-goal lead, looking to answer after Gage Kyatt got on the board for his first goal today. Kyatt, a career high in points last year, came into the season with 61 total points in his Brevard career. As Covey throws it to the top, Jamison Cross scoops it up. He's doubled by Dorman and Frazier Jr. Now it's just Max Dorman defending. A shot inside, this time by Sellers. He scores, and the lead grows back to 8. The pressure applied to Cross. He found an open man in Sellers, who scores, and the lead grows back to 10-2. 10:48 to play in the second. Seems like every time Brevard has tried to get something going, the Skyhawks have met it with their own answer. As Sellers scores again, he's had a really nice day. Has to have multiple Skyhawks. It's the third goal for Sellers on 4 shots, so he's been efficient when he's looked to shoot this afternoon. As Southern faces off at midfield with Ali Destin. And a whistle called. I believe it'll go on. Just going to go on the Skyhawks here. So it will be Brevard possession. Southern with it at midfield. Southern wins the face-off on a violation by Destin as gives off to Colin Eifler. So we approach 10:30 to play in this second quarter. Eifler to Kyatt on the far side. Kyatt, last time he scored, it's a great one-on-one effort as he works on the far side here on Logan Slagle. Kyatt trying to get inside again. Another shot for Gage. This time it's saved by Zachary Miller. Another good-looking opportunity there for Gage Kyatt as now the ball trickles across midfield and finds a stick of Zachary Covey, but he loses it out of play. Max Dorman will get it back for the Tornadoes. Now whistles blow and play stops as Dorman was trying to work quickly, but the officials weren't quite ready to go there as Kyatt will have it here on the near side. 10:02 to play in the second. As the Tornadoes trail by 8. Gage gets across midfield. We'll set up the offense here with under 10 to play as Eifler has it near midfield for the Tornadoes. Eifler setting something up for the Tornadoes here offensively as multiple Tornadoes near the net. Eifler works one-on-one, tries to get inside, but he's met by a double as he finds Frazier Jr. behind the net. Roderick lost it for a moment, trying to win it back, but it's going to be the Skyhawks to get their stick on it. The ball stays loose. As whistles blown, possession will stay with Brevard. 9:15 to go. The shot clock resets at 60, and Joseph Piazza has it behind the net for the Tornadoes. Clock spins as we approach 9 to play before halftime. It's been a half that's been dominated by a point, but talking about this Brevard team, a young team, a lot of guys fairly new to lacrosse. Each game you're going to see this team improve and grow together, and I think you've seen them take leaps even after a short break as Piazza works inside. He's turned away, trying to get some space down low. Good discipline by this point defense to turn Piazza away. Eifler to Piazza down low with 30 to shoot as he trots back behind the net. With Dante Eatman checking him defensively. Piazza makes a move behind net, tries to squeak inside. He feeds it back to the top. Kaya, a shot and another save. Good job there by Zachary Miller. After Kaya had scored, back-to-back saves for Miller against the Tornadoes senior midfielder Gage Kyatt. Miller finds Cooper Beasley at midfield. Beasley makes a move and has some space down the near side as he gives back to Covey. Covey, a 3-goal, 5-assist first half as he works behind the net. Covey pump fakes now outside. Point will start swinging it around the horn again. It's been mostly the approach so far for Point, just swinging around till you find a sliver of space to shoot, and that strategy has worked well up to this point. A couple of times we've seen Point get physical inside. But it's just been mostly moving the ball around, shifting the defense, and finding that room to take a shot. Cross back behind the net for Covey, 20 to shoot. Now to the top, a shot for Sellers. It's blocked, and it will go out of bounds. It will stay with Point here with 13 to shoot. Good defense that time. I don't believe it was Murray with the save. I think another Tornado got their stick on it before it reached the goal. So Cross will have it on the near side. Limited time left on the shot clock as it trickles under 10. Covey behind the net, inside, a quick shot and a quick goal. Another assist for Covey. This time he finds Tyler Kelly, and it's 11-2. First goal for Kelly. 6 assists for Covey. And Point continues to add on. It's 11-2 with 7:07 to go in the second quarter. Back to midfield we go. It's Southern with Ollie Destin at midfield. Just textbook stuff from the freshman Zachary Covey, who's had a great start to this season. He only continues that today. Came in with a game high, or team high, 6 points, and now has a career high 8, make it 9 in the first half for Zachary Covey. Violation on the face-off. It will be Point possession here as we go under 7 minutes to play before halftime. Again, this is a Point offense who has been winning games on the defensive end so far. The one win, they held Huntington to 8 goals. It's been solid offense from this Point team, but well on their way to a season high in goals. Scored 10 against Taylor, 12 against Huntington, and 11 so far here today against Brevard. Swung around the horn. It's Kelly who scored the last goal to find Covey behind the net. Now a shot from the outside and a goal from long range for Carlos Thompson. First goal for Thompson as he's greeted by his teammates. And the lead is game high 10. First goal for Thompson. He's seen his first game action here in his freshman season. You could see with the reaction of the Skyhawks on the far sideline. They're really excited for that goal from the young freshman, Carlos Thompson. So the lead is 10. Face-off will go back to midfield. Southern tries to win it. Can't do so as it'll be Destin to win the face-off and move quickly the opposite way. Big hit, but he finds Covey. As Dorman, with great defense, tried to poke it away, but it stays with Covey. This is a Point team that hasn't really had success on the face-off. 19-51 on the year coming in, but has certainly done so today at midfield to earn these goal-scoring opportunities, which they've converted at a high clip here in the first half. Behind the net cross, an errant pass that goes all the way towards midfield. And it goes across the midfield stripe. It'll go back to the Tornadoes. A turnover for Point as Brevard looks for something offensively here late in the first half. 5:34 to go. Talking about the face-offs. It's really been Big advantage for Point, 12 of 16 for the Skyhawks in the first half with the face-off. Brevard has won the other 4. As Kyatt feeds Piazza at the top. Tight defense here by Rodney Oakley as Piazza tries to work around 2 defenders. Pulls it back out to Eifler at the top, under 60 to shoot. For this Tornado offense, who, again, finding the positives, has already matched its total in Game 1 against Centenary here in the first half of the second game of this young season. It was Kyatt with his second of the year, and then Piazza found Eifler for his first of his college career. So congratulations to the Eifler family and Colin Eifler for getting his first career goal for this Tornado team. As now it was tipped, goes all the way back to Trayvon Harrington-Heaton, who tried to bounce it to midfield for Piazza, but it's taken away by Aaron Mordarski. Mordarski looking inside in transition. It's tipped around and picked up. Now a shot and a save for Murray. On the shot from Sean McLaughlin. It was an advantage transition opportunity. Murray turned him away as he tries to flip it to the near side here for Davian Anderson. It's a turnover, so it will go back to Point. But a great job by Murray there on the save with about, I think it was the 3-on-2 advantage for Point down low. But he turns away. Sean McLaughlin, nonetheless, stays with Point as we approach 4 to play here in the first half. Cross swings it to Oakley on the near side. As whistles blow. And a violation called here on Dante Eatman, so it will go back to Brevard with a tick under 4 to play in the first half. Kyatt quickly moving across the midfield stripe. Now finds Eifler. As Piazza tries to work around Rodney Oakley on the far side. A whistle and a timeout, I believe, for the Tornadoes as Austin Hurley burns one. Try and set up a possession here with 3:44 to go in the second quarter. 12-2 Point as the Skyhawks continue to build on a great first half. When we come back, 3:44 to go in the second quarter when we return on the other side. Back here live on YouTube, 3:44 to go in the first half. Point leads 12-2 over the Tornadoes. Looking at some of the stats, Brevard has 13 ground balls to Point 17, 23 shots to 7 in this first half. But again, as this season goes on under a first-year head coach, each game's going to be a little bit different what the Tornadoes do. I think you've already seen that growth, especially on the offensive front. Have had a couple really nice possessions here in this first half, although they've been limited due to some turnovers. Brevard has really started to get it going offensively. You're starting to see some guys emerge offensively. Colin Eifler with his first career goal, Joseph Piazza with the assists, and obviously Gage Kyatt, one of the veteran leaders on this team. He scored 2 goals this season already, one today and one against Centenary on Sunday. As it will be Brevard possession with 3:44 to go. As Kyatt has on the far side, works behind the net. Tries to set up something offensively here late in this first half. Kyatt works around his defender, squeaks inside, and he scores. Gage Kyatt again goes one-on-one. Beats Logan Slagle for the second time today and finds a net for the second time in this game. It's 12-3. You're really seeing the one-on-one abilities for Gage Kyatt as he scores yet again. And the Tornadoes back within 9. That time, Kyatt got inside. First time he ripped it from about mid-range. That time, he curls inside a Slagle and finds a net for the second time. Third time on the season for Gage. As Southern faces off at midfield with Ollie Destin. Now a hit and a flag coming as well to go on the Tornadoes after this possession for point. So the Skyhawks will have a man-up opportunity once this play concludes as Covey brings it behind the net. Tornadoes trying to keep point off the board here to build some momentum as we'll head into another power play. Cross near side here for Carlos Thompson, who netted his first career goal earlier in this second quarter. Back to the top for Destin, now Cross. As the Skyhawks work it around the horn with 44 in the timer. Now the top, an errant pass. Scooped up on the ground ball from Eatman as he'll keep possession here for the Skyhawks. Approaching 30 to shoot. It's with Covey behind the net. Now Destin. Ollie Destin's going to try a shot. It's deflected, but it stays with the Skyhawks as Covey probes inside. One more off to Thompson. His shot goes behind the net, and Covey first to it. It will stay with the Skyhawks. We'll get the penalty call, and the Skyhawks will go a man up with 2:17 to go in the second quarter.
White 14. Push. 30 seconds.
It's Davian Anderson called for the push. 30-second power play here for the Skyhawks. 15 to shoot after the wide shot by Thompson, looking for his second goal today. So 30-second man-up opportunity here for point. With 2:17 to play in the second.
Yeah, we're good, sorry.
Covey behind the net. To the top now for Landon Slagle. Shot clock resets at 60 after the penalty. So Covey has it behind the net. Plenty of time here for point. Looking for a good possession. The man up. The next 10 seconds of play. To the top, a shot for Eatman. It's wide. Murray gave chase, but Covey first to it. With 1:51 to go, 35 to shoot for point. As the Tornadoes back even as the power play expires. Good job by this Tornado defense to buckle in. An errant shot from point ends the power play with 1:30 to go. In the first half, inside Eatman had a good look, but Murray able to scoop it up, and a violation coming on point. Now we'll get possession back to Brevard. Good job by Murray as Eatman found his way inside but couldn't convert as Gage Kyatt races across midfield. Kyatt 2 goals in the first half as a high pass finds Roderick Frazier on the far side. Frazier Jr. spins away from pressure. Tried to play it back to Eifler at midfield. As it bounces around, point able to scoop it up. And we'll take it back the other way on another turnover for the Tornadoes, the 10th here in the first half. Dorman applying pressure, and he'll win it back for the Tornadoes on the far side. Under a minute to play. 50 seconds in the moving clock as Murray is rocked by Covey. The net wide open. Dorman also down. And now whistles blow to stop play. Looked like Covey had won it back, but he's whistled as he ran into Jamison Murray. Dorman was also down on the far side, but both guys back to their feet. Now Dorman will go down on a knee and get some attention from the training staff with 45 seconds to go in the first half. Tornadoes fortunate for that whistle, the right whistle nonetheless, but it would have led to an opportunity with the net pretty much wide open for Zachary Covey. So Dorman being checked out. We'll take a quick break with 45.2 to play and be back here in a moment right here live on YouTube.
Earthling Coffee, we're not just brewing drinks, we're crafting experiences that are truly out of this world. From our amazing lattes, made with our exclusive Event Horizon espresso, roasted right here in the Pisgah Forest, to our custom energy drinks, powered by plants and coffee beans, without the crazy chemicals the big guys use. Earthling Coffee isn't just another stop, it's your launchpad for adventure, community, and flavour beyond the stars. Earthling Coffee. So what can we get crafting for you today?
Max Dorman being escorted to the sideline. Good to see him all right. He's been one of the top defenders here so far for this Tornado team. Also had a goal. One of the 2 goals for the Tornadoes last time out against Centenary as head trainer Michael Cabri escorts him to the sideline, and it will be Tornado possession with under 45 seconds to go with Gage Guyot flipping it across the midfield stripe, looking for Joseph Piazza, but it's Eifler to scoop it up. As Eifler works one-on-one with Slagle, pass at midfield was deflected and taken away by Point. Another turnover that will lead to a late possession here for Point. Trying to grow the lead back to 10. It's at the top with Oakley. More likely than not, the last possession here in the first half, as Oakley has it outside with 14 to shoot. It looks like Point will be content to run out this first half as the clock spins under 10 seconds, and that is likely how the first half comes to a close. 12-3 as we go to a break. All Point in the first half, but Brevard again has had some answers and has already exceeded the goal total from last game with 3 here in the first half. 2 for Gage Guyot, 1 for Colin Eifler for the Tornadoes, as we'll talk about Point and their stats for a moment. A handful of different Skyhawks have scored. 7 different Skyhawks have got on the board. 2 with 3, as Sellers has 3 goals. And Covey with 3 goals as well to add on to 6 assists. A 9-point first half for Zachary Covey, the freshman. 2 goals for Oakley, 1 for Thompson, his first career goal. 1 for Kelly and 1 for Mordarski, as well as McLaughlin adding 1 with 4 assists in the first half. So the top point scorers for the Skyhawks, Covey and Slagle, who have 9 and 5 respectively. As we take a quick break, we'll be back in just a couple moments to break down this first half of play and get ready for the second when we return on the other side.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service, but more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
Earthling Coffee, we're not just brewing drinks, we're crafting experiences that are truly out of this world. From our amazing lattes, made with our exclusive Event Horizon espresso, roasted right here in the Pisgah Forest, to our custom energy drinks, powered by plants and coffee beans, without the crazy chemicals the big guys use. Earthling Coffee isn't just another stop, it's your launchpad for adventure, community, and flavour beyond the stars. Earthling Coffee. So what can we get crafting for you today?
Back here for the second half of play between Brevard and Point. You're live on YouTube at Islamel Family Field. Beautiful afternoon here in Brevard. Partly cloudy skies, good temperatures, enjoying that. It's going to be really sad next week when it goes back to the 40s. But for now, we're enjoying some beautiful, wouldn't call it early spring weather. We're still kind of in the winter here, but moving quickly towards the spring. The first sign of spring is spring sports getting underway. It's Brevard men's lacrosse in its second game here in 2026. Find themselves behind by 9 after the first half of play. But again, you got to find the positives here early in the season. The big positive here is Brevard has already scored more goals than it did all of last game against Centenary. And Centenary led 23-0 at halftime. And Brevard's defense allows 12 goals in the first half, but still lots to take away, a lot of positives from that first half for that Brevard team as Point wins the opening face-off to the second, and we're underway here in the third quarter as Point flips it to Carlos Thompson across midfield. He works on Davian Anderson on the far side. Point attacking right to left here in the third quarter. As Zachary Covey, great first half, as a flag flies. We'll see what that is. It looks like it's going to be on the Tornadoes after this possession to open the third quarter for Point. Covey behind the net for Point. He had a great first half. The freshman, a really talented freshman. I'm sure you Point fans at home are excited about the freshman Covey as he throws it inside. A save by Murray on the shot from Jamison Cross. Good reaction there from Murray, but the penalty will go on Colin Eifler. And we man-up opportunity for Point. They're actually going to call it on Amir Campbell, an offsides penalty that will be a 30-second power play here for Point. The Skyhawks control it with Covey behind the net. He feeds off to McLaughlin. Now the top with Cross, who had a good look at the net, but Murray with a great save for the Tornadoes. As the Skyhawks again swinging it around the horn. Covey to the top, finds Eatman, who whiffed on the shot. And a transition opportunity here for Dorman. Max Dorman moving quickly. He feeds off to Piazza, who's checked by Noah St. John. And now the Tornadoes will reset with Eifler near midfield. Good reaction by Dorman there to scoop up the ground ball. After Eatman looked like he was rearing up for a shot, he whiffed on it. Went out of his stick as now Eifler with a quick shot. And it goes into the net of Zachary Miller. Good save there for Miller. Another shot for Eifler, who's impressed so far. Gets his first goal of his college career today as Kyatt with a check. And a flag flies on Gage Kyatt. He was checking Rodney Oakley and shoved him to the turf. Probably going to be a push here on Gage as he heads to the far sideline. And back-to-back man-up opportunities. So a push called on Gage Kyatt. And the second consecutive power play here for Point. Another 30-second power play. As the shot clock resets at 80, it's with Zachary Covey here on the near side. He gives to Sellers at the top. Now off to McLaughlin. McLaughlin behind the net for Covey. At the top, Sellers. He finds Cross. And now a quick shot. It's saved by Murray once again. The shot from Oakley denied by Jamison Murray. And again, as much as he's been pressured so far here in 2 games, he's done a job behind the net for this team as he records his 8th save of the game. Rivers tips it around. Found in his stick, lost it again, but now it goes back to the Tornadoes. A whistle blows as Rivers tries to scoop it up. Can't do so. And Point wins it back. Skyhawks trying to clear across midfield, and they do, with Mordarski on the far side. And he'll feed it to Sellers to set up the offense. The power play expires. Tornadoes back to even. Came up with the stop defensively on the save from Murray. Another highlight to start this second period. The Tornadoes have negated 2 power play opportunities. Said second period. We're in the second half, third quarter, just 2.5 minutes in. With 11:30 in the moving clock, is Sellers at the top, off to Cross. Skyhawks continue to swing it around here with Covey behind the net. Covey flips inside, quick shot from Sellers, and he scores. Actually, now whistles blow, and goal will not count. Violation on the Skyhawks. At least that's what the signal was. We're waiting on the ruling here. Ball will go back to midfield, so the goal might have counted there for Sellers, and it will. Looked like from the reaction of the Skyhawks, there was maybe a whistle that negated that goal, but nonetheless, it'll count. Sellers scores again on another assist from Covey. And the lead is back to 10. It's 13-3. Fourth goal for Sellers. He leads all scorers now in this game. Came into the contest with 4 goals this season. He's doubled that tally so far today. As now whistles blow, contact between Davian Anderson and Ali Destin. And possession will stay with the Skyhawks, who win the face-off. Just about 4 minutes in here to the third quarter. Point able to get on the board first after the Tornadoes negated 2 man-up opportunities. Sellers scores on a good feed from Covey, who's really been working behind the net there. Finding cutters inside after the Skyhawks swinging around the horn a few times. Start to do so again here on this possession with McLaughlin. Back behind the net to Covey. He finds a dangerous Sellers. As Point continues to pass it around, looking for that right time to attack. Covey inside, quick shot and a quick score. As Covey, a little bit of snake eyes there. Looked like he was trying to feed it back to the top. A quick snap shot that curls around Jamison Murray. And Covey has another. It's his 4th. He's now got 11 points on the afternoon. And the lead grows to 11. It's 14-3. Covey continues to dominate. We saw Noah Walsh do so behind the net last game against Centenary. He had a great day, 20 points on the afternoon, which we're talking about the record book. Didn't have a great database to find that, but we have since found out the record for points in a game, courtesy of D4 Lacrosse on Instagram. Shout out to them for their research. As the Tornadoes toss it back to Jamison Murray, who has to come out of goal. And find Max Dorman near midfield. Dorman trying to create some space as whistles blow. Looks like possession will go back to Centenary here on the far side. So to build on that talking point that we had last game, according to D4 Lacrosse, the record for points in the game is 22, set by Travis Reed. He had 13 goals, 9 assists on February 23rd, 2019. Assumption against Felician in that game is another shot that goes too high, this time out of the stick of Peyton Allen. But Covey races after it. He's the first to it, and it will stay with the Skyhawks with about 60 to shoot. Point working, trying to get inside on this possession. Covey has it behind the net. Over to Eatman. Eatman whiffs again on this shot, but he's able to scoop it up for the time being and keep possession with Point. Eatman's been eager to shoot it here in the second half, but back-to-back shots for him or almost shots where he hasn't gotten it out of his stick. But it stays with Point here, 30 to shoot for the Skyhawks as Covey has it behind the net. Covey to the top, another shot. This time it's high once again from Peyton Allen. 2 shots for Allen on this possession. Has yet to find the back of the net as Covey will restart play here. Eatman loses it. It's scooped up by Melton and the Tornadoes. Melton works out of pressure near midfield, loses the ball. but Eifler able to scoop it up. Here comes Colin Eifler. He has 2 on him. He flips off to Roderick Frazier Jr. It goes beyond his stick. And Point able to win it back. Landon Sheets gives off to Zachary Miller in goal. And now Point will try to clear with Peyton Allen, who gets it across midfield. He's checked by Davian Anderson, actually Max Dorman. But it finds his stick of Sean McLaughlin. Flag flies from the near side official. Play continues, so I believe it will go on the Tornadoes once this possession concludes with Point. Another penalty on the Tornadoes, who have had a handful today. Got the first 2 power play opportunities, but since then, that category has been fairly dominated by this Point team. Sellers at the top, gives off to Eatman. Now Eatman tries a shot, a bounce shot that goes wide, and will go out of play. Covey first after it. So it will be Point possession. We'll get confirmation on the penalty here. Point 2 for 6 on the man-up opportunities so far today. So a slash called on Max Dorman. He'll head to the far sideline. Brevard 0 for 2, and both those opportunities came in the first few minutes of this game. Since then, Point has played clean. And the past 6 penalties have all gone on the Tornadoes. Covey feeds off to McLaughlin. At the top, it's Sellers. McLaughlin. Sellers at the top. As again, Point swings it around the horn. Had a couple cutters try to slash inside, but this time it's a shot and a save. Again, Allen rips a shot from up top. Murray denies that one and bounces it towards midfield. It's taken away by Point, but a whistle leaving offside will be called here. That will allow Brevard to have possession back and allow most of the power play to expire as Dorman, after the slash, looks to return to this ball game as Anderson finds Piazza. Another good defensive stop by the Tornadoes on the save by Jamison Murray. He has 9 in this game. He had a handful last time out against Centenary, and he's really been pressured a ton this season. I think, again, you look at the score, and while allowing some goals, Murray has done his best to keep the Tornadoes in these games as Piazza trucks behind the net, switches spots with Roderick Frazier Jr., tries to make a move on Ollie Destin. Now Piazza turned away, pulls it back out and finds Amir Campbell at the top. Amir off to Roderick Frazier Jr., bounces off his stick. But Piazza able to pick it up, or Kai it was, and now a whistle. See who this one is on, I believe. It'll go on Point, if I'm not mistaken.
Blue 17/1 minute.
So a slash called on Logan Slagle. It'll be a 1-minute extra man opportunity here for the Tornadoes. The first power play for Brevard since the first quarter. And we'll see if the Tornadoes can come up with something here with 6:22 to go in the third. Piazza with possession. He finds Max Dorman. Dorman, the long stick, gives off to Roderick Frazier Jr. on the far side. Now it's Dorman. Tornadoes showing some patience on this possession, trying to convert the first power play of the day, 0 for 2 so far with the extra man. It's inside Eifler. Eifler rips a shot, a tie. Goes behind the net. River is right there to back it up. It will stay with the Tornadoes with 36 to shoot, as Eifler just a hair high on that shot. Frazier Jr. on the far side. Eifler cutting in. Nothing there as they pull it back out with Dorman. And Dorman's pass well over the head of Gage Kyatt. Another turnover will go back to Point. 15 turnovers. Only 5 of them have been caused turnovers. So some unforced errors here today for this Brevard attack. As Miller flips it towards midfield. Now another almost turnover for Point. Now it will be as Kyatt scoops it up for the Tornadoes on an errant pass. Here comes Gage with 2 goals already today. Finds Joseph Piazza. Now off to Max Dorman. Dorman to Kyatt near side. Good pass that time to find Gage. Gage is going to rip a shot. And it's saved. In goal by Zachary Miller. Long-range shot for Gage Kyatt. But the save as the power play concludes for the Tornadoes here with 5:04 to go in the third. So 0 for 3 today are the Tornadoes on the extra man. As Eatman clears 4 point. Now the top for Logan Slagle. Behind the net for Covey. Under 5 to play here in the third quarter. To the top, Slagle, a shot. It's blocked. And Melton could scoop it up, so it will stay with Point and Covey on the near side. Slagle swings it around for McLaughlin. Now inside a cut. And a huge hit by Melton that allows the Tornadoes to win it back. Caleb Melton, a dual sport athlete, showing some of his football skills right there with a massive hit. And now whistles near midfield. Violation on Point, and the Tornadoes keep possession. Caleb Melton absolutely rocked Peyton Allen inside. A clean hit that allows the Tornadoes to win possession back. It's Colin Eifler on the near side. As the shot clock spins, approaching 4 minutes to play in the third. Piazza pressured at midfield, and a flag flies. It'll go on Point. And McLaughlin. Kyatt loses it on the near side. It's going to be scooped up by Point. Whistle's blown down. The penalty will be confirmed. It will go on Aaron Mordarski. So an extra man, fourth of the game for Brevard. Somebody's stick broke there. The official flips it off the field. A push called on Mordarski. 30-second extra man opportunity here for the Tornadoes with 3:57 to go. Shot clock resets at 80 in a 14-3 contest. But a good third quarter defensively here for the Tornadoes. Only 2 goals allowed here in this period. As the Tornadoes almost turn it over, but Frazier Jr. seemingly gets it back near midfield, and he will. About the 40-yard line off to Piazza on the far side. Piazza back to the top for Frazier Jr. Shot clock under 60 as he finds Eifler. Now Amir Campbell. Again, you want to make sure on these extra man opportunities you at least give yourself a chance to score as Frazier Jr. loses it, but it finds Tornado and Piazza on the far side. Tight defense here from Eatman that escorts Piazza back towards midfield as the shot clock approaches 30 seconds. Back to even are the two sides as the extra man opportunity expires. Piazza makes a move at the top on Eatman. He's checked by the long stick of Logan Slagle. Again, makes Piazza go back out and reset. 15 to shoot. Piazza goes one-on-one. Gets it off to Colin Eifler. Under 10 on the timer. Eifler finds Campbell. Campbell with 5 will rip a shot near the net, and it goes past the stick of Zachary Miller out of play. Frazier Jr. raced after it, but not before the shot clock expires. And really good defense. Actually, they're going to put 2 seconds back on the shot clock. Here as Logan Southern has it behind the net. It can be hard for him to get a shot, and he's just going to flick it to the near side. And the shot clock expires. Great defense there from Point. Down a man for the first 30 seconds of that possession. And from that point on, just really did not allow the Tornadoes to get inside. Force a long shot from Amir Campbell that goes wide. As Miller towards midfield. It's with Peyton Allen as he finds Eatman, who races across midfield line and clears it for Point. Behind the net with Covey, goes down to a knee to handle the pass. And we'll set things up offensively for Point with under about 2 minutes to play here in the third quarter. It's at the top with Sellers. Now back behind the net again for Covey. .38 to shoot here on this possession. Point again showing that patience, a little bit different of a style of play than we saw in the opener. As Dorman with a nice check defensively, able to win it back, and Kaya takes a spill. The ball is still loose. Dorman trying to scoop it up, and he'll deflect it across the midfield stripe. Nobody's won possession back yet. As the ball is deflected around at midfield, whistles blow, and possession will go back to Point. But good defense again that time. A good check from Dorman to get the ball away. Kaya lost his footing, and the ball bounced around midfield for a while before the whistle blows, and Point has it back with about a minute to play here in the third quarter. Inside Covey to the top. Allen rips a shot. Murray deflects it away with another save. Goes back to Sellers outside. Finds Cross as the Skyhawks swinging around the horn. Sellers' pass was deflected, but he's able to win it back and keep possession right here with the Skyhawks. 40 seconds to shoot, about a 2-second shot clock, game clock differential here in the third quarter. At the top, Eatman tries a shot. It's blocked by the long stick of Dorman. And he wins it back for the Tornadoes with 30 seconds to play. Dorman across midfield. Defended tightly by Eatman. Eatman has been relentless with his pressure today, as he pokes it away from Dorman and wins it back for Point. Great defense by Eatman, who brings it into the attacking third. Off to Covey. A shot and a save by Murray as Eatman got rocked as he released that pass to Covey. And a late whistle will keep possession with Point despite the save from Murray. I believe the call was on that hit. Didn't see who delivered the hit, but I heard the oohs and ahs from the crowd. So with under 10 seconds to play, Sellers will throw it to the top. Slagle lost it. Ball deflects away. Slagle gets it back with 2. He'll rip a shot. Murray saves it as the time expires here in the third. Good defensive quarter for the Tornadoes, despite not being able to get on the board. They hold this Point offense to just 2 goals. The lead is a decisive 14-3 as we head to the final 15 minutes of play when we come back on the other side.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not.
Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits.
It's hurt!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Over 125 years, Comporium hasn't had customers. We've had neighbors, friends, and a community we're proud to serve. Because for us, it's personal. We live, work, and raise our families right alongside you. So yes, we deliver lightning-fast speeds and reliable service. But more than that, we deliver commitment. Comporium, making connections that make a difference.
We got on our way here in the fourth and final quarter of today's action. Thanks for tagging along with us this afternoon as Brevard and Point battle it out. The first of 2 games today. We'll have a men's basketball game at 7 o'clock against Greensboro, the second to last contest for the Tornadoes here in 2026, as Brevard able to win the faceoff with Roderick Frazier Jr., who loses it quickly. And a host of bodies battling for this one. It looks like Point's going to win it back, and they will. So the Skyhawks across midfield, numbers in transition. Trayvon Harrington heeding a good clean check there on Kevin Garcia. To slow things down, and Point will set up offensively. It's been really interesting through the first two games, seeing the differing styles of lacrosse, and I think that's a great thing for this young team and a lot of guys who have not seen much college lacrosse to face different styles of offense. Today, it's been a much more patient and probing attack from this Point team. As is at the top. And a shot, another save. That time Ali Destin denied by the keeper, Murray. And Brevard will get its first possession here in the fourth. But to that point, the first game we saw just a constant pressure, over 50 shots for Centenary in that first game. A respectable 39 today. Don't want to take anything away from that as the Tornadoes turn it over near midfield. An errant pass gets away from Roderick Frazier Jr. But the Tornadoes today, you've seen that growth already defensively, holding Point to 2, and it's not like Point really let off the gas as Colin Eifler is run over at midfield by Carlos Thompson to break the pressure, and he flips it off to Covey. At the top, a errant pass, but now a shot from Thompson, or Allen, he scores on kind of a broken possession there. The ball was jarred loose. Allen just said, look what I found, and threw it in the net beyond the stick of Murray. And Point has the first goal here in the fourth. Allen, the junior, played in one of the two games this season. It's his first goal of 2026. And the lead grows to 12. But again, focusing on the positives, Brevard a really nice period defensively. Couldn't get anything going offensively despite a couple extra man opportunities, and that's to the credit of Point's defense, forced a shot clock violation or two. But again, the differing styles of offense. Tornadoes have seen a really fast, really aggressive attack so far in Centenary, and now today with this Point team who's really been patient in its attack, swinging the ball around, as no one really has possession yet. Multiple bodies hit the turf, but Centenary able to win it with Ali Destin working on Trayvon Harrington-Heaton. Good defense by Trayvon here with a long stick. Ali Destin works inside as whistles blow. And I believe Point's going to burn a timeout, trying to settle things down a little bit. In the last two possessions for this Point offense, we've seen such structure and such motion today. And back-to-back possessions, looks like Point really hasn't been setting anything up, just firing it inside as Destin was trying to work around his defender. So we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, it'll be Point's possession with 59 to shoot when we return on the other side. We return to play after a Point timeout, just trying to reset things offensively and set up this offense that has been efficient and structured today. Again, I've said the word patience over and over today, but that's really the one word I would describe, or used to describe this Point attack. Hasn't rushed anything, as we almost see a turnover here, but it stays with the Skyhawks on this possession. Behind the net for Zachary Covey, but it's taken away by Davian Anderson, who's trying to use his speed to get across midfield, but he's unable to clear as Point wins it back with Eatman. Eatman's had a couple opportunities to score, but he's misfired a few times, but he's been great defensively. As Dante Eatman, the senior defender out of Birmingham, Alabama, as now it's near the net, goes behind for Covey. With 60 to shoot. At the top was Sellers. Now it's Oakley, who's had a quiet second half, was really active in the first. As Covey tried to flip it to the top, it finds his stick of Oakley with 45 to shoot. Up top was Sellers, 35 on the timer. As McLaughlin swings it around, now a pass inside. Deflected and turned away by a couple Tornadoes. It's still loose. A ground ball scooped up by Oakley as he's checked by Max Dorman. And a flag will come in. I think this will be a slash on Max Dorman. As McLaughlin has at the top a big hit there. And now here comes another flag. Oakley works his way inside, flips it over the head of Murray and in. As Oakley scores to grow the lead to 13. I think the Tornadoes were a little bit out of position there defensively as Oakley was able to work his way around one defender and find the back of the net. As here early in the fourth period, Point has already matched its total from the third quarter. Grows the lead to 13. We'll get the confirmation of those couple whistles. Here's Point will certainly go a man up after the penalties on the Tornadoes. Southern back ready to go at midfield as Oakley gets his third goal. Sellers and Covey with 4 apiece.
Two penalties on the same player. White, 24, 1 minute slash. And then White, 24, 1 minute unnecessary roughness.
So 2 penalties, both on Dorman, a slash and unnecessary roughness on him. Those 2 penalties will give Point to man up for the next 2 minutes as a face-off violation on Logan Southern. Will give possession back to the Skyhawks. With this 13-goal lead, it's Covey. Inside, a shot there by Destin denied. But Point retains possession. And we man up for the next 2 minutes of play with 2 one-minute penalties going on Max Dorman. McLaughlin at the top works it over to Carlos Thompson. Now with Eatman. Goes behind the net to the ever-reliable freshman Covey. Now Eatman will try a quick shot, and he scores. He'd been denied a couple of times, whiffed on a couple of shots, but that time he sticks it in the back of the net. And he gets a big reaction from the bench on the far side. Back-to-back goals for Point. This time it's Eatman who finds the back of the net. First goal this season for the defender. As he grows the lead once again for Point. Back at midfield, Southern to face off here with 10:45 to go in the fourth quarter. Davian Anderson tried to scoop it up. Southern will do so for the Tornadoes. Now he flips it to Joseph Piazza as Southern hits the turf. And Point able to win it back on the ground ball. It's Sellers on the far side. To McLaughlin near midfield. He'll slow things down here with about 10 minutes to play in the fourth and final quarter. 17-3 your score here live on YouTube. Hope you've enjoyed our coverage today. As Brevard has, again, showing growth game by game as we're here in game 2 of this 2026 season. 2 goals for Gage Kai today. He has 3. He scored in each of the first 2 games. And Colin Eifler with the first goal of his college career here this afternoon. Covey looks for an option. Now a shot inside, this time by Kevin Garcia is wide, but Covey able to keep possession for Point. With McLaughlin at the top, thought about ripping a shot, but he feeds Destin. Destin's shot is wide. Goes behind the net. Covey the first to it. It will stay with Point with 22 to shoot. Covey trots toward the net. Feeds it back out. Now McLaughlin at the top. Garcia back behind the net with 10 with Covey. Covey with 7. Feeds it back out to Sellers. McLaughlin at the top. Thought about ripping one. Now it's off to Destin, who will shoot it. A bounce shot that goes wide. And Brevard forces a shot clock violation. And we'll get possession back here with 9:07 to go. Great defense that time from the Tornadoes. Not allowing Point to get inside. And the defensive rotations have been what Point has capitalized on today. With moving the ball around, has found space time and time again in a season-high 17-goal effort well on their way to their second win of the season are the Skyhawks. After losing the season opener, one against Huntington last time out. They're having success here again today against Brevard. Ali Destin wins it back. He is rocked by Anderson, but he feeds it off to McLaughlin, who can't quite scoop it up. It's still careening around with Rivers defending, but McLaughlin eventually wins it back as the pass towards midfield as Aaron gets off the stick of Destin. And we'll go beyond the midfield stripe. Colin Eifler will have possession for the Tornadoes as the clock spins under 8.5 to go. Eifler working against his defender, Cooper Beasley. Colin feeds off to Calvin Rivers. Rivers trying to shake loose his defender, but he lost in the process as Destin takes it back. Destin, met by a host of Tornadoes, able to clear it across midfield with Sellers. Off to Destin. Again, bounces around as Kyatt tries to apply the hit. The ball scooped back towards midfield where it's picked up by the Skyhawks and Kevin Garcia. Some sloppy play here late as Point tries to close this one out. With about 7.5 to play, Sellers sets up top. 45 on the shot clock. Point late in this one, content to work the shot clock down with a sizable lead, a 14-goal lead here in the fourth, about midway through, a little bit over midway. As Covey flips it back to Sellers, he'll try a shot, and he'll score right past Jamison Murray. Actually, that was Ali Destin to score his first with 7:09 to go here in the fourth, and the lead grows back to 15 goals. First goal for Ali Destin in his first appearance here in 2026. The freshman midfielder with his first collegiate goal. And Point continues to add on to this lead in the fourth quarter. Back at midfield for the face-off. Southern kicks it towards the Tornadoes, but it'll be won by Point. Now whistles blow. And possession will stay with the Tornadoes. Look like an offside on Point. So Eifler has it on the near side. Off to Piazza as the Tornadoes have tallied 12 shots today. Have had some good looks at goal as Piazza works around his defender. Whistles blown once again. It looks like Austin Hurley will call a timeout with 6:54 to go in the fourth. The Tornadoes look to find something here late in an 18-3 contest. Point leads when we come back on the other side.
Earthling Coffee, we're not just brewing drinks, we're crafting experiences that are truly out of this world. From our amazing lattes, made with our exclusive Event Horizon espresso, roasted right here in the Pisgah Forest, to our custom energy drinks, powered by plants and coffee beans, without the crazy chemicals the big guys use. Earthling Coffee isn't just another stop, it's your launchpad for adventure, community, and flavour beyond the stars. Earthling Coffee. So what can we get crafting for you today?
Final 6 minutes and change here in the fourth quarter in a game that has been thoroughly dominated by this Point team. Built an early lead, 7-1 after one, and since then have only grown this lead. The Tornadoes shut out here in the second half, looking for their first goal first goal of the second half as they set up offensively here after the timeout called by first-year head coach of the Tornadoes, Austin Hurley. As Eifler backpedals towards midfield, feeds for Joseph Piazza, who works around his defender. Piazza at the top, rips his shot. It's high, but Frazier Jr. after it will keep possession for the Tornadoes with 50 to shoot. Eifler behind the net. Feeds Frazier on the near side. Off to Joseph Piazza with Sheets defending. Piazza gets around him, but no further as he's checked up high by Destin, and the flag flies. Be man-up opportunity on the next whistle as Destin continues to apply pressure for the time being. Another flag flies. A shot by Piazza this time denied by the keeper, new keeper in goal, Jaden Columbine, as a flag now confirmed on Destin. 2 flags were thrown, so this might be a lengthy extra man opportunity for the Tornadoes. We'll get confirmation on that here in a moment. But Tornadoes will retain possession. With a fresh 60 on the shot clock once his penalty is all sorted out. So a hold called on Destin. And a cross check as well called on Destin. So lengthy man up opportunity here for the Tornadoes as it's with Dorman, now Kyan on the far side. Back to the top for Dorman. He's going to rip a long shot and he'll score. Max Dorman's second goal of the year. Both of them have come from long range as a long stick scores to make it 18-4. Quick work from Dorman. A strong shot from the top. And the Tornadoes back on the board. So 18-4 your score. The Tornadoes on the board for the first time here in the second half. To kick off the minute and 30 extra man opportunity here for the Tornadoes. Under 6 to play, 5:54 to be exact, as Southern flips it back to Eifler and wins the faceoff for the Tornadoes. Here comes Colin Eifler across midfield, racing down the far side. He'll feed off to Gage Kyatt. We'll slow things down and set up the offense here for the Tornadoes. Again, the positives here in this one, 13 saves for Joseph Murray, who's once again been pressured, as Dorman rips another quick shot and he bounces it in. Back-to-back goals for Max Dorman. And he matches Gage Kyatt with 2 here in this one. So 2 goals for Dorman here with the extra man. And really showing what he's made of here early in 2026. Lead still 13, but again, it's pride at this point for the Tornadoes. And looking for some positives to build on. Here in the early season, Max Dorman gives you 2 right there with 2 quick goals. With 5:27 to go. Now a face-off violation, I believe. The whistle will go on point. So Brevard will have possession again, still a man up, as Joseph Piazza has at the top. Brevard with 2 goals here in the fourth quarter as Eatman comes back on the field. Off to Max Dorman. Will he try it again? Not this time, as he gives to Gage Kyatt on the far side. Crossfield pass here to Colin Eifler. He scoops it up. Now off to Piazza. Now Dorman. A little bit more pressure on Max Dorman now after back-to-back goals. Gage Kyatt's going to try. He's denied by Columbine. Another good shot there for Gage Kyatt. Go back to point here with 4.5 to play. Columbine clears it across midfield with Sellers. So slow it down and reset near midfield with Sean McLaughlin. McLaughlin behind the net for Covey. 15 on the timer as we approach 4 minutes to play here in the fourth and final quarter. 18-5 your score, but a quick spurt for Brevard. With back-to-back goals from Max Dorman. As McLaughlin controls here near side, under 30 to shoot. And we're under 4 to play here in the fourth and final quarter. As point will more than likely improve to 2-1 on the young season. Brevard will fall to 0-2. As Cross tries a shot, another save by Murray on the long shot from Jamison Cross. As Rivers races across midfield, clears for the Tornadoes. Here comes Calvin Rivers down the far side. As he's met by Cooper Beasley, whistles, and I believe another timeout here for Austin Hurley. Good stretch for the Tornadoes as Rivers races away from pressure. Back-to-back goals for Max Dorman. And the Tornadoes will look to pick up where they've left off offensively here in the last few minutes when we come back. 3:20 to go in the fourth when we come back on the other side.
Bow time.
It's not just football season. It's tailgate season.
And this season includes every kind of football.
Crispy.
Will you accept this leg?
And everything that's not. Because it doesn't matter where you tailgate, with crispy hand-breaded chicken and scratch-made biscuits. It's her!
You're not just tailgating. You're tailgating like a legend.
It's bow time. Order your tailgate box in the Bojangles app today.
Back to action as Gage Kyatt tries a quick shot. It's wide past the left side of the net, but we'll stay with the Tornadoes as Eifler first to it for Brevard. Now Eifler looking for Piazza inside. He spins, tries a shot. It's wide. And I believe it will stay with the Tornadoes. That did look like a shot from Piazza, not a pass. And it will with Gage Kyatt on the far side. He finds Eifler behind the net. 49 and a moving clock to shoot with 3 minutes on the dot to go here in the fourth. Piazza corrals a pass from Eifler, works around his defender, spins, shoots, and a good save again from Columbine. And it finds a long stick of a Skyhawk who is now double-teamed by both Frazier Jr. and Eifler, and he's escorted out of bounds. Possession will go back to the Tornadoes. Good pressure there from Roderick Frazier Jr., and Colin Eifler as Peyton Allen tried to break the pressure. Couldn't do so, and Brevard will have it back with a fresh 80 on the timer. And 2:42 to go here in the fourth. Eifler around his defender, tries to slice inside, now pulls it back out. He looks inside for Rivers. Rivers had some space, but he lost it. As a violation inside the circle. We'll give it back to point, but a good look there from Eifler. Really nice pass to find Rivers through a handful of Skyhawks near the goal. It's a pass to McLaughlin. He's able to track it down here on the near side and keep it in play, but he flips it above his head. Harrington Heaton got a stick on it. Now he pokes out of bounds, and it will stay with the Skyhawks. 2:12 to go. 18-5 lead for Point. Here late in the fourth quarter, it's been fun watching this team grow through the first two games in Brevard, and Point has certainly impressed today with a season-high 18 goals. And has been really efficient on the attack. has converted 18 of 32 shots on goal today with 48 total shots. As McLaughlin flips it behind the net for Covey with 50 on the timer. About a 50-second shot clock, game clock differential, so Point can't quite drain the clock out as the quick shot's high out of the stick of Kevin Garcia. And Covey will keep possession. First to it for Point. As he flips it near side for McLaughlin. Eatman, who scored today at the top. Back to Garcia now behind the net. Covey thought about slicing inside, but instead finds Garcia, who gives it right back to Covey with 120 to shoot. Covey over the top, a shot, and a score again for Ali Destin. Great find from Covey, and Destin converts to make it 19-5. Second goal for Ali Destin. 9th assist for Zachary Covey. He's up to 13 points on the day with 4 goals, 9 assists. 4 goals on 5 shots, nonetheless. Again, a lot of these Skyhawks have been efficient in the execution near the net. As Destin and Southern will face off in midfield. Face off again, stat that up to this point has not really gone the way of Point. Coming in to this one, just 19 of 51 on face-offs this season. They've won 18 of 28 now here today as 2 tornadoes down near midfield. Pass inside for Covey, tried to go behind the back to no avail, and he's rocked as well. Be a violation on Covey, but Southern collided with another tornado here at midfield. Those two both down for the Tornadoes. Look like Dorman as well. As athletic trainer Michael Capri comes out to check out those two. Dorman seems to be okay, but Southern still shaken up on the turf. We'll take a quick break while they check out Logan Southern. Actually, he's back to his feet, so we'll keep it right here. Good to see Logan back on his feet. I'll tell you what, Logan is a great kid. Have had a lot of fun getting to know him throughout this year. The senior defender and face-off man out of Asheville, North Carolina. I like to describe Logan as Mr. Brevard. Everywhere you go, you see Logan Southern, it seems. Glad to see he's all right. As we're under a minute to play, it'll be Brevard's possession here with Jamison Murray. We'll see if the Tornadoes can get something going here in this final minute. 2 goals in the fourth, both from Max Dorman, as he nets his second and third of the season. Tied with Gage Kite for the team lead as a pass goes off the stick of Trayvon Harrington-Heaton and right back to Point, who now can, if they decide to do so, run out this fourth quarter clock. As McLaughlin controls on the near side. Garcia's going to try a shot, and it bounces in. Kevin Garcia rips a shot from the top and makes it 20-5. He is heading to the sideline. His coach didn't seem too pleased with that decision to shoot, with Point able to run out the clock. Nonetheless, Kevin Garcia scores 20th goal of the day for Point. And we'll go back to the face-off circle here with Southern and Ali Destin. .2 to go. Destin wins the face-off as Dorman knocks his stick out of his hand. McLaughlin scoops up the ground ball, and now I believe Point will run this one out with 15 seconds to go in the fourth. The final score here today, 20-5. Point takes down Brevard to improve to 2-1 on the season, and it was really Zachary Covey, along with many other Skyhawks. Sellers had 4 goals. Oakley had 3, and a handful of other Skyhawks got on the board. I'm trying to count them all up. There was a lot of Skyhawks that cracked the score column today, as it looks like 11 different players scored for this Point team in a dominant effort. But as I've mentioned multiple times today, it's a Brevard team young, and a lot of guys new to lacrosse, a lot of dual sport athletes. I think I counted up about 6 guys that also play football for Brevard. So a lot of guys new to the game, still trying to learn this season. But the positives to take away today: 2 goals from Gage Kyatt, 2 for Max Dorman. Kite with a team-high 4 points with 2 assists as well. And this 5-goal effort for the Tornadoes as Brevard falls to 0-2. But again, as you're watching these games, I'm sure you'll see, as I have, the growth from game to game. Already seeing improvements from the Centenary game to today. And we'll look forward to more improvement throughout the season from this Brevard team under first-year head coach Austin Hurley. But a great showing from Point today to improve to 2-1 on the season. We got a busy day and a busy week coming up. We'll start with men's basketball against Greensboro next up at 7 o'clock. Right back here live on YouTube. I'll talk to you here in just a little bit when we return at 7 o'clock for men's basketball versus Greensboro. For now, Ryan Wilkes signing off here live on YouTube.